Hey guys, it's me, Suze, your holistic stylist, the girl with all the little helpful tips that I've always shared for free and willingly. Now, we're going upstairs to the treatment room to see how Sam is doing after his castor oil pack. Hola?
I got my eyes covered. I'm gonna try to find something.
Yeah, I'm gonna get this one first. I've got the live stream on. Hang on. I wanted to get the other light.
That's cool.
You know what? This one's softer, the one above your head. Okay. So, Sam, you were asleep about an hour and 40 minutes. How do you feel?
Rested.
Good.
I'm rested.
Good. Do you want to tell, just for witness, what you remember about when you collapsed after you had your tissue salt poultice on downstairs in the kitchen? I mean, I saw you go
It
down.
was like I knew I needed to sit down.
Right,
Like I guess I was feeling lightheaded right then
right.
because it was like such a different temperature. You know what I'm saying? Because it was
You
cooler
felt
to the
the heat.
touch.
Where did you feel the cold and where did you feel the hot? Because those are
Well,
ameliorations of
yeah,
symptoms.
that's what I couldn't tell you. Just know that like I felt lightheaded after
Uh-huh.
like the temperature difference on the wound. You
Wow.
know what I'm saying? And
Right.
that's
After
what.
we cooled it down.
Yeah. So
Was it like putting an ice cube on your body? Is that how it felt?
no, it
Okay.
wasn't that cold.
Okay.
But it was just like the slight temperature difference that did it.
Wow.
And I guess it was like shortnesses of breath that
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
like caused it or something like that. It's just remembering to breathe.
Right.
That probably didn't do
Do
it.
you remember squeezing my hand real tight?
No.
Yeah. We were holding hands and I grabbed your hand and you were telling me you were okay and
Well, yeah, afterwards, yeah, I remember every last bit of it. Like,
right.
there wasn't a like memory loss or anything from it. I know exactly what happened.
If
Like I knew
you
that I was in shock instead of like, you
right.
know what I mean, instead of calm down.
If you were at a doctor
They would have kept
and
me there for all
they
night.
would have had you there for hours with neosporin on, knowing,
Yeah,
and needles in you. But, um,
and
you know,
antibiotics in my pocket.
yeah, it's really about finding out what you remember about the event because we knew you didn't have a concussion. So
No,
that was
no,
the
I
first
knew I
thing
didn't have a
first.
concussion. It
Right.
was, yeah, it had something to do with it. It was shock, definitely.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, I
Yeah.
don't know, like exactly. Like I obviously hurt myself a little bit
Right.
when I was in shock. So
Yeah, you were definitely in shock at that time. But really, you handled it pretty well.
because I was standing up, I handled it well.
Well, and you went straight down. I mean, face plant into the food bowl. You
Right.
were on the rug. The
Mm-hmm.
rack of Carol's broke your fall. It was all pretty traumatic, like
Yeah.
fast.
Yeah. Of course, it was fast.
Right. And that's why when people have emergencies, they kind of freak out.
Right. Exactly.
It's like getting like a deer caught in the
But as
headlights.
soon as it was over with, I was calm
Yeah.
about it. You know what I mean? Like I knew what happened, and I just realized I just needed to chill out, calm
Right.
down, and start breathing.
Right.
So it really wasn't so much of a freak out after it happened. It was just freak out because you don't realize you're about to go into shock, and then it's just like boom.
Yeah.
But
But
it feels good. Like there's
all
no
your
pain.
joints feel good.
Well, I mean, I wouldn't say all the joints feel good, but the strawberries
Yeah.
don't really have any sharp pain to them. So
Right. And so of course we're looking for swelling too. And to me you look a little swollen right here in the top of the arm.
all right.
And of course that would be in direct line with your strawberry there. Okay. So we'll get this one off.
The elbow and the knee feel, you know what I mean, just like a small, just like a small scrape. You know what I'm saying?
Good.
that's going well. It's just the side that's so scraped up that there's a little bit more trauma to it.
Right. Okay, so let's see how much paint I give Sam when I go to clean him up. Because this is, I gotta kind of clean this up. The white is the tissue salt poultice. And he's got a nice little raspberry right there. Turn some more light on. Okay, it's this light. Okay, there we go. And then we can save these towels for you, Sam. And you can do this again before you leave, yeah. That looks pretty good. Real clean. See, the homeopathy first is what cleans that skin. It's nice. Your little red right here. Right there. Not too
Yeah,
bad.
the knee and the elbow can almost dry up and just turn into scabs. You know what I mean? And it shouldn't be that big of a deal.
Now we're gonna make sure to not get this on your shirt.
Well, I mean, if it does, it's not a big deal.
You can't wash it in the washer or dry it in the dryer. Which kind of limits you. But, you know, you got other t-shirts. Okay. How did the one feel on your liver? I mean, not that your liver was affected, but they say it's really soothing.
It was soothing, definitely.
Mm-hmm. And just remember, if anybody in your family ever gets a kidney stone, first thing is castor oil.
That doesn't hurt.
Good. No pain right there? Nice.
I mean, there was a little bit there, but I mean, of course, it's gonna hurt a little bit in certain spots because it was real deep in certain spots.
Oh, yeah. And like Joe and
To tell you
I...
the truth, when it first happened, this wasn't painful at all.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's just, you know how it, like the small cuts after, like the small paper cuts. You know what I mean?
Right.
It really hurts, and like the pain level in this is moderate.
Well, like Joe and I were discussing downstairs, when you have a wound like this is really a second to a third degree burn, technically. I mean, when it rips striations out of you.
Yeah.
Okay, there we go.
And that's basically what it is.
I got,
Straight burn.
yeah, I have got to, run downstairs and get the castor oil, things to get it off your skin. So let me get this video. Let me cut this video. Or maybe, hang on. Let's just go in the bathroom. Because I would like to put the other part of this on. Or I could make a third video. Let's see. There we go. Castor oil towels. See right there, Heritage House brand. Okay, Sam, so the trash can's over here behind the inversion table.
Let's see. Let's say there should be plenty. If any more, I can get more.
Yeah, these are for me. I'm selfish. Alright, let's go downstairs. And we'll run that video from when we actually put the castor oil packs on them. This video was an opportune time to go up and see how young Sam was doing. Okay, now we're set up and prior to this. There we go. Facebook Live. It's me, Suze, back with all the action. Now earlier, if you were with us, the guys were out skateboarding and Sam took a spill. So from there, we went on with a tissue salt homeopathy poultice immediately because that's the first thing you do when you have an emergency. And Sam's learned about that over the years. Right, Sam? Sam's kind of in the zone. And let me just make sure we got this all good. Alright, so what we're going to do first is treat Sam's knee. And you can see that down here, he's got a strawberry. And what we also are worried about is inflammation and pain on the joints. So it's not about how big the point of impact is. And oddly enough, Sam went into shock after he had gotten up after his treatment. So we saw him go down, and from there, we got him on the couch downstairs and let him rest. Worked with the homeopathy. We're going to do these castor oil packs. Well, hey, Carrie. What we're doing here is working on our buddy Sam. He's a dear friend of ours. This is Carrie. She's a hairdresser. And so he took a spill, Carrie, on the skateboards going down Royal. And he's got a mess here, a really bad one on his stomach. And you can see I've still got the dressing on that. So what we did was a tissue salt poultice, like I'm always talking about, girl. And it doesn't sting or burn or hurt or anything, and it'll suck any debris or poison out. But we're working with a 6-inch gash over here. Now, of course, his elbows ate up like a soup sandwich. And then when he hit the ground, I mean, he went face down. So we put the tissue salts on his nose and under his cheek. But what we're worried about is shock. So let's get this started. Castor oil is very messy. I'm not even kidding. So when you do castor oil packs for family and friends, the first thing you need to consider is protecting your work area. So I do have saran wrap on top of the biomat and underneath the sheet. And once we use these castor oil compresses, whatever you do, you cannot put that in your washing machine, nor can you ever put anything that's been treated with castor oil in a dryer. It could literally burn it up. So now here what I'm doing is just coating his knee and surrounding area with castor oil. And then I have castor oil on a cut up, it's going to be cold, Sam, on a cut up towel. And I'm placing it on there, making sure everything's saturated. And of course, I figure we'll be using about a half bottle of castor oil here. And the cost of product on castor oil, because everybody always wants to know, well, how much does it cost? Where do I get it? Can't I just go to the doctor and get a pill? And the answer is no. So, a bottle of castor oil up at the health food store will run you 11 and some change. Okay. Did I mention castor oil is really, really messy? So, we've got the bowl right here. And these haven't been doused with castor oil yet. So, I can wipe my hands off, take a minute, right? And then what we're going to do is get our saran wrap And we're gonna cover his knee and wrap him up. Thank you. Poor Sam. Okay. So you can see that first one is dressed. Just like that. Now whenever you work with castor oil packs, you do need heat applied to the area. And I'm not trying to sound like a BIT, you know, but biatch. One of the big things we're not supposed to do is do anything that would first cause harm. So even though people love heating pads and think they're the bee's knees, that is something that bombards the room with positive ions, which aren't very good for humans. Like the biomat here is negative ions. Um, you know, we could go old school. Sam, can you make your arm come straight? Okay, good. Yeah. Don't kill yourself doing it, but okay. So anyhow, where were we? Do you remember what I was talking about, Sam? No. It doesn't matter. Castor oil is not only healing to the body, and now you gotta hold your arm up, and will dissolve kidney stones too, which is a great thing to know. It is also healing to the mind, body, and spirit. It's what? Good for any kind of ache. And usually when you have a physical ache, you also wind up with an emotional ache. Okay, Sam, there you go. Okay. Let's do that belly. I was gonna see if I could get a better shot before we go. Hey, Henrik, how are you? We're doing some first aid on my buddy Sam. He took a spill going down the hill on the skateboard, you know, it was tragic. Hang on, try to get the camera right. But what we've done so far, Henrik, because you missed it, was made our castor oil pack, and then it's wrapped in saran wrap. And we're using the Palma Christi oil, which is the Palma Christ oil. It's healing to mind, body, and spirit. Okay, so we're up a little higher. You guys should be able to see this mess when it pops off. It's really ugly. And it's very striated, would be a good word for this injury. Good thing he's not a kid. His mom wouldn't let him play with us, you know. I'm serious. Sam's always getting fucked up when he comes over to the big yellow house. Oh, hey, in honor of my birthday tomorrow, there's no more cussing on Facebook, y'all. That's right. I don't know if you heard the big gossip. No cussing, no cussing, no cussing on videos, no cussing on YouTube. Don't you dare cuss. And so I just said my one word for the day. I mean for this video, right? So, this gash is huge that we're working with over here. And we're going to take the dressing off. So this has been on about a couple hours now. And I did kind of get involved with his hairline, so he might cry. Okay, so let me show you guys. what a tragedy took place. And then, gotta keep the camera right. So you can see the striations that are running up in this wound. Now, most people, of course, would have gone to Med First and spent $800 and gotten some bullshit some antibiotics. What is a cuss word anyhow? Dadgummit. Make it so hard on people to have a conversation, right? Okay, so what do we got here? I pre-cut these, you know, to the little appropriate things, I believed. On this one, I'm going to hold the towel underneath because we're on an angle here. I'm going to start pouring from the top, and then I'm going to slap it on them. See there? Real easy. And then I can just move my fold and saturate a little more. You really got to be careful. Castor oil is a mess. Now the good thing is you can put these in the refrigerator and use them for a couple months and they won't turn rancid. You do have to label it, of course, because people have no clue what it is. We've got the biomat on 104 degrees, and after any kind of intensive injury, they do suggest to keep the temperature low, and that is technically low. Alright. Oh, you know what? We do want to, Sam, I'm going to put one on your liver too. Because, of course, your liver is your primary filter organ internally in your body. And you always got to worry about injury to your liver. So, it's that crescent moon shaped organ right off the side. So we're going to put it right there. Okay. I guess if I were Susie's spa, I would have had those towels warm. But most important thing is taking care of business, and Sam's going to take a nap now for a couple hours. And then we'll ask him how he feels after his treatment. We're getting ready to go look at him here in a minute. The shortest time they suggest for a castor oil treatment is 45 minutes, but for serious injuries, which of course this completely is, they're going to recommend a couple hours. So we won't bug Sam for a while, and he's got nowhere to go. And he's sure as shit not getting on a skateboard. Okay, Sam. Alright. He's all good to go. And hey, I redid my light. Well, hard to tell, Suze. It's one of those vintage bulbs. It got kind of industrial. Took the lid off, hung some stuff, got the crystals going, see? There you go. And then, of course, we've got the star grid. people go.
crystalline energy
Hmm.
while you're laying underneath there getting a treatment. I get my earrings. Sometimes I hang my earrings up when I'm laying down. I got my TV behind me, magic mirror in front of me. Alright, guys. See you soon.
Okay, let's go look at Sam. Go look at his wound. In the beginning of this video, we're upstairs in the treatment room documenting. And of course, here we are now. And it's those striations. And you see those deep impacts. And the big thing that we have to worry about is that black blood, internal bleeding. But of course, this is lighter in color than what it was initially, say in the first video. Let's look at your knee, Sam. Pull that pants leg up. Knee looks pretty good.
Yeah, it looks real small.
Yeah, alright. So we're gonna put a poultice on you because we're documenting this whole thing. Alright, so now we're gonna reapply the poultice and bandage him up for the night. Okay. So, in a perfect world, let's see. But we know there's not a perfect world, so let's just do what we gotta do. Come over to the sink. Get you a bowl. Oh, you know what? I know where the bowl is. It's already out there. We get the Elixir Water, and I get teased all the time. People mock me for not imbibing alcohol, which is a whole other story I still haven't got to tell. And I don't judge it at all. I just say, kind of like my new buddy Rosie. She wants to give up alcohol for Lent. And here's all I'm saying, is I think that is way too much pain and guilt. Now, what I would say as your holistic stylist is don't imbibe alcohol when you are going to be practicing spiritual techniques. So, this is always my best example to just piss people off. Hang on. Okay, so a little bit of water. See what we got, and that's a tissue salt down there on the bottom. Anyhow, you know how people used to like to get all liquored up and have psychic parties? That's what I'm talking about. You don't want to imbibe alcohol and deal in any spiritual goings on. Like alcohol and seances don't mix. You see what I'm saying? Going to the haunted house all messed up, what you're doing is you're imbibing spirits. And of course, when you're dealing in the astral and the super sensible realms and all this stuff that people look at as terrifying, you really don't want to be impaired. Okay, that's my only thing. But I say, hey, if nobody's going to play any psychic games or ask any questions or deal in any spiritual matters, have a cocktail. Good grief. Okay, so we got the tissue salts. And of course, this is how we treat our animals and ourselves. Totally non-toxic. Way inexpensive. All right, let's get back on it.
What's going on?
Let me turn the cartoon down. All right.
I was napping earlier. That's why I didn't take your call. But can I give you a call back later? I'm about to put a bandage on.
Sure he is. Who's about to put a bandage on? I'll be showing people what the Castor product is in this whole treatment, Sam. And then, of course, when you come to get your hair cut, you can pay me for that. Right, I know, sweetheart. I'm using a very nice, expensive brush on you. That should make you feel good.
Yeah, oh, it feels good.
And when you do this, guys, go with the grain of the wound, not against it, right? Now, there's a lot of times that we don't put plastic on a treatment like this. But of course, it's all going to flake off if we don't. And so Sam is going to, hey, where are you going? I need your elbow. All of a sudden, you took it away from me.
Sorry, I was getting tired with it there.
That's all right. Hang on. Okay.
And these are all 100% cotton made from baby onesies. Soft. I mean.
Oh, that's
soft
nice. Yeah, we
cotton.
can dress them with that. That's lovely.
Not that scratchy shit.
Right. Just leave it in here. I gotta go get some more water. So what he just brought was some high quality stuff to the table. And I'm always talking about bog essence, right? So, see, like, oak is nice. You can't go wrong with any of these, but this is for helping you take a break when you got too much action going on. So say I could drop some in my mouth right now, which I am. Okay. I'm a little excessive. Did I ever mention that? Now see, this is nice. We'll have to use this on Sam's skin. You never want to waste. I put a little too much Bach in, see? This is why, like when you guys find out what I'm all about, and I share with you about the homeopathy, or the Bach flower essence, or the elixir water, or whatever. All of these things, you can't mess up. You can't toxify somebody. So, like, if somebody asks me a question about why don't I practice the use of herbs? Well, because some of them are toxic if you take them orally, but they're fine to be put on your skin, you see? And when you're dealing with essential oils, you really have to be well versed. And when you work with these kind of products here, the more well versed you are, sure, it's going to help way more. Just like knowing about what the crystals are actually all about instead of making a joke out of them, right? Let me get your niece, Sam.
How about what's her at? She was fucking
Okay.
a dragon with a girl.
No boobs.
A girl with a dragon tattoo.
The dogs will lick these right off you. Knock it off.
You don't need it.
You got anything up in here? You want me to do your nose again?
I mean, if you want to.
I think you should have your nose done again.
So, the dots at the top.
So what happened was we were investigating, and Sam's sunglasses bashed into his skin there, kind of messed the bridge of his shades up a little bit, but he's okay. All right, so let's use the rest of this back on the main attraction here.
Ooh, let's go.
It feels so good though. And that's the best thing about it is you can have a wide open raw wound. And this doesn't do any stinging at all, which is wonderful. Okay, so we've got some good water here on the table. I just want to get his diaper material wet. And then that makes the top of his poultice covering. And from there,
That's another one of those thin pieces of cotton.
yeah, it's nice. You always want to have unbleached natural materials because, of course, with any kind of topical, it actually is transdermal and does matter. And that's why we talked about earlier, if you are bombarding someone's skin with positive ion therapy, when you're giving them a castor oil treatment, the heat is going to take that treatment, I know that's cold, farther into the skin. And then, of course, into your bloodstream, so on and so forth. All right. So we're going to need to tape you up here in a minute, but we'll just let you rest. I want to get that off here. Don't feel too bad for Sam. He's on a biomat right now as we speak. There's one on the main floor here on this couch, which of course the animals and the people all get on. And then Ian has a queen size one on the third floor in his empire. And then we have the professional size up in the treatment room. Okay, so now we gotta get the saran wrap and the tape. It's a butler pantry. I think this is pretty cool. Let me show you my rock and roll collection while we're here. This is my shampoo room. Look at this. That's the ceiling. Hey, Susie Quattro's brand new song is already on the KSHE website. And of course, if you live in St. Louis, are you kidding? You listen to KSHE 95. Sammy Hagar loves St. Louis. You know, the Red Rocker, right? Okay. Do. And do. And of course, everybody's favorite thing they don't want to see, but, you know, the end of human race will be that we will eventually die of civilization. Ralph Waldo Emerson. That's right. Okay. Saran wrap. Do we already have the tape out here? Yep. Yeah, I see it. I see it. Do me a favor. Can you hold this? Can you hold the camera while I do this? Just point at the picture.
Point at the picture.
Yeah, Sam's the picture. Sam is the patient.
She's food wrapping him, service wrapping him now to keep the meat fresh.
Yeah, that's it. I don't want to get a copyright thing.
Mm-hmm. That's all right.
Lost the start of it. Where this roll's running low. Sam, gotta hold that right there. Yeah. There we go. Almost done. Alright. I'm gonna go ahead and shut that live stream down. Alright, guys. Thanks for watching. Hey, wow. We got a close up. I guess the camera just